It's the end of the road. 이별했어도 다시 보내도.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Herrera here. I hope that you are all doing well. Look what we have here. Didn't I say that I was going to include a live performance of Jaejoong's Kiss B? And here we are. I'm not going to say anything. This is Jaejoong's mini marathon. Thank you so much for all of your suggestions. Have a look at what is included in this in the description below. We're starting off with this live performance of Kiss B. To name a few of the other songs included in this, his cover of I Have Nothing, which I think is fan cam footage. As always, I've tried to include versions with English subtitles for the following, so songs like Big Revolution, Maze, Butterfly, etc., etc., etc. I'm slightly nervous, slightly afraid, but incredibly excited. I feel like my videos are less like reactions and they're more like a diary entry. So on this day, I'm going to open up my diary and be like, Dear Diary, Jaejoong, ... and then I'll tell you what I think right at the very end. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, 네가 좋아하는 아이스크림 솔직히 잡고 있는 네 손보다 너의 키스가 좋아 우리
Disgusting.
안에 비밀 모두가 질투할 거야
He's such a mood setter.
지른 비밀 소리는 모두가 들었을 거야 So hot, so cool, so sweet I'm making you love so hot, so cool, so sweet. Oh yeah.
Can you imagine being that good looking? Like, I think it might be a curse.
넌 내 말대로 해 시키는 대로 해 거봐 잘 맞잖아 난 남자와 사랑하지만
I wonder who's gonna do the rap.
거야 baby 오늘도 전화해 나랑 또 사랑해 너도 원하잖아 우리에겐 비밀로 해줘 너의 남자에게 To play kiss me Like it baby To play kiss me Like this baby Yeah.
Who allowed him to sprawl out across that sofa? What a mood setter. He doesn't need anything else. A microphone, a spotlight, and a sofa, apparently. I will say, I think that he probably has my most favourite vibrato. I don't know if you can pick out pieces of voices and say that those are your favourites, but I always used to think that Kyun of Super Junior was my favourite. And actually, no, I think Jaejoong, there's just something intoxicating about his vibrato.
자, 서로 메인
I'm sorry, was that his speaking voice? Is that the first time I'm hearing his speaking voice?
like this baby yeah. 자, 서로 메인 나 텐션上がってみんなで盛り上げていきますか
His voice is a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. This is interesting.
아침이 올 때까지 눈치는 보지만 하던 대로 해줘 역시 넌 나의 MVP So hot, so cool, so sweet I'm making it love So hot, so cool, so sweet Hey yeah everybody's up 내 말대로 해 시키는 대로 해 너만 잘 맞잖아 남자만 사랑하지만 실망할 거야 baby
Knowing TVXQ, I shouldn't really be impressed by something like that, but it is impressive, isn't it? When somebody can jump around and still sing and maintain their vocal quality like that. I mean, his performance quality and his just ownership over the stage and over what he is doing is so unique. It just makes him come across as a solo artist. But I won't ever forget that he's actually from TVXQ. This is the thing. Like coming across him, I will forever be grateful to TVXQ for introducing me to this man because he's just so incredibly special. I've not come across anybody like this to date in K-pop. I prefer this version to the original. Is that a real tattoo? That line, right? This is what I keep banging on about. That line, other singers would have approached that completely differently. They would have maybe broken it up with a breath, tried a different sound in the middle of that. What he did is he continuously sung that line. It sounds like all the way through, almost to a point where like it sounds like you're going to run out of breath, or like it's interesting. It's different to the ear. Okay, I'm not used to hearing people sing with this style. Oh my god, this is so a concert. Put that charm away. He's not going to do the rapping.
Kiss me, like this, TP, arigato!
I feel like I'd be up for watching that entire concert if it exists out there somewhere because, yeah, his energy was fire. And look at the amount of people that are there. I'm so glad I'm starting this off with a song that I've heard only a couple of days ago. And yeah, I'm even more excited to continue. Like this rockiness. Oh, yes. Why did he not release this officially? I want to hear a real crisp version of this. That vibrato that I keep going on about, isn't it just perfect? Because Whitney had the exact same thing, a killer, crisp, clear vibrato, and he's gonna kill this song. I just know it. And we know he can sing a ballad, so this is easy peasy. such a good choice for his voice.
You break down my world with the strings of your love. I never knew love like you know me with you. We are memories survive. What I can hold to.
His voice control is really, really impressive. I think that he is just such a balladeer. But the thing is, I don't really think that's what he's known for. He's known for all of that personality and for trying different things. And I mean, isn't it crazy? Like, this is why I keep saying that if he had really seriously gone down this pop idol route, I think that so many people just wouldn't be where they are today because he would still be there. He's just so fantastic at singing these heartbreak ballads. And sure, you can have voices that are maybe a little bit more, a little softer, a little good with the build. His voice is quite belty, bellowy, fills the space, quite dramatic. But I don't really know what it is. There's something about the way he sings stuff with conviction and just with prowess. Like, he was born to do it. Like, there's just nothing else that he would be doing right now rather than singing, you know? He is born to be on that stage. There's a big difference between a good singer and Jaejoong. And I love his confidence with changing things up, especially when you're doing a cover. So many people stick to what the original sounds like. He's putting his own spin on it. Wow. This is like a breathless performance. I know I can see him taking breaths, but actually, when he performs, there's really not much going on. I don't know where he is getting it from. I think that his general skill level, his build, everything is just so fantastic. His support is fantastic. And yeah, I think Whitney Houston makes her songs sound effortless. But when you sing, when you hear an average singer singing them, you're like, well, yeah, this is not for the average person. This is for those people that really excel. And especially for a man who I just heard speak for the first time and has quite the deep voice. Um, a song like this, it's quite a shocking moment. More tattoos? He's honestly intoxicating. Like, I just can't stop watching him. Like, I watch everything, you know? It's just such a delight to watch. I think I need to watch some behind the scenes stuff, like of him maybe in a studio. He's quite the swan right? In the exterior, he always seems like very put together, and you don't really know what's going on inside his mind behind those eyes. But he performs full out. I think that is the TVXQ quality, isn't it? Because I get that with Junsu too. There's no like trying to look beautiful or trying to look perfect when you're singing. You can see the body movements and you can see the neck, you can see all of his effort going into it. But he's just, yeah. He's quite a shocking moment. I think this is kind of like a turning point for me in my K-pop journey, and I feel so privileged that I keep coming across such spectacular singers. He sung that with ease, as I knew that he would. Is he going to be blonde in all of these videos? No, but he sings like this. Gosh, I really love that scratchiness. Dude. Oh, did he write this? I absolutely love it. Did he write this himself? Because this is kind of the vision I have of him. I think that he is this sort of person, like fighting through everything, keep on going to live your dream the way you want to live it, right? Because to a certain extent, yes, you need your fans, but you will have fans if you are true to yourself. Those fake people, those production line people, how long are you going to be able to keep your fans for? Maybe forever, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But for me, an artist is somebody that sometimes goes against the current and does stuff that is not expected of them, is not really wanted of them, gives you something out of the ordinary, out of the normal, and stands up for their own beliefs, stands up for their peers and what is right. And that's kind of what I think about JYJ, okay? And definitely about Jaejoong. Yeah. Oh. Oh. He has such distinct parts to his voice, so he can sing a ballad beautifully and take all of that scratchiness, rockiness out of it. He can really tone all of that personality down, and I think that's what works in TVXQ songs. Although I hear some of it sometimes, especially in live performances, I think that he does it more. It's kind of what people want, isn't it? You want to hear that sound from him, but hearing him sing solo like this, it's just a completely different person. Like, this is who he wants to be, clearly. And I'm so proud that he has the guts to go ahead and do it. Like, It's too easy to be a sheep.
踏みしめてまだ知らない世界見つけ出すために恐れたりしない叫んでる心のままにクラシックご一緒だ駆け抜ける光に満ちてる希望あふれる場
Oh
所
my god.
強い風を
So much
受けて
power.
不安でかけたきつがる夢を拾い集めながら信じる道を走り続けよう
He's just such a shocker. If you'd shown me a picture of him from Balloons and told me that that cute little softy button had sung something like this, I would have been like, nah, surely not. I mean, how are they the same people?
生きていくため走り続けよう Thank you.
I think he's been incredibly lucky because he had always been at one with his voice. I think he understood his capabilities, and from day one, it seems, right from debut, he was able to command the audience using his voice. He never really came across as he was afraid or didn't really know what to do with his voice, because there are idols that I love. So I'll give you a really specific example, and it's nothing against that idol as such, but Yoon from Winner, and he is a fantastic singer now, right? But when he first came about, there was a slight lack of control, a slight lack of understanding from his part as to what he wanted to do or where he wanted to go with it. I think that he had a tendency to maybe oversing stuff, and the two, that him and his personality and his stage presence didn't quite fit. The pieces didn't connect precisely, right, with his voice. He needed a little bit of experience, a little bit of time to grow into that and to understand. And now it works, it fits perfectly. And I think that Jaejoong was really lucky that from day one he didn't have that struggle. Not that I've really seen. I mean, I'm sure he has definitely had a lot of growth, but he didn't seem to have that struggle. Like, he had that voice and he owned it. It's not something that he has developed as such. I don't know if I'm using the right words in order to explain myself, but I hope that you know that I'm saying this definitely in a positive way. Look at that microphone stand. Is this man shirtless right now? I mean, underneath the coat. Isn't he so quirky? See what he did there. See what he freaking did. All of that is in one breath. And you see how he then, like, stuck out his hips? He was really digging right to the bottom of his stomach for that breath. I love that. That is some fantastic control. And that's where he gets that depth and that, like, really throatiness from as well. Wow. And that's the way he performs. He's just so, like, full of personality. He has his own style. And he's so beautiful. This is so far away from that idol choreographed style, right? Oh my god. I can't stop looking at him. I mean, I feel dizzy and out of breath just watching him do that. Like, he barely breathes. This man is unbelievable. Maybe that's why he's so beautiful, because he's not real. Okay? He doesn't breathe. I just had a thought. With this performance quality and this style, I would really love to see him collab with G-Dragon. I know that it will probably never happen, but there's something about the two of those characters together, the two of those voices together, that would be so good. Wow. If the average singer went about trying to sing songs like this, they damage their voice in a heartbeat. He's so lucky that he has these two parts of his voice where he can actually extend and almost go to that scratchy point, that screechy point, that like he sounds as though he's belting through it, but actually that's probably quite comfortable for his voice. He's so lucky that he has had a long and healthy career, and may it continue forever. But I think that, yeah, for other voices, they'd be tired and done and retired already. What is like the longest note that he's ever held? Show off. That was awesome. I mean, he has everything in the palm of his hand right there, doesn't he? He sings like that throughout an entire concert for hours and hours, day after day. It's shocking, isn't it? I mean, I'd be really worried about somebody if they were singing like that, but he's just, yeah, he's built for it. Again, he was born to be on that stage, and it doesn't matter whether he's there by himself, whether he's there as JYJ or there as TVXQ. Um, yeah, you still spot him, you still notice him, you still hear that voice and think, oh, that somebody in that mix is doing something a little bit different. And it's always that one, and you think, oh, that person has an X factor, don't they? Yeah, this is such an eye opener for me. Has he actually got brown hair, black hair? Oh,
사람 같아 너 피면서 고수의 같은 거 이미 난 익숙한 거
and now suddenly he's the lead singer of a rock band.
왜 이렇게 시끄럽게 소리 지르게 오케이 꿈은 깨줄게 왜 허무해 여긴 오지마 나의 바다야 생각지도 못한 고통과 싸우기만
Fighting what?
내 바다야 나의 바다야 나를 비추대
Oh, this is sassy and angry. So delicious. This kind of music actually adds to his mystery. So you know what I was saying, that I'd really be intrigued to see him behind the scenes, like in the studio, and the kind of frame of mind he has to get into to record songs or to write songs. It's because, I don't know, his face doesn't really give that much away. He is quite mysterious looking. And then this song just tops it up even more because, I mean, look at the way it's lit and the way that he's moving around, kind of hidden behind the hair and the styling a little bit. But it's really nice because you're just constantly like looking for him, like, where is he?
이렇게 시끄럽게 하고 다닐게 오케이 울려 퍼지게 말할게 여긴 오지마 나의 바다야 여기마저 오염된 거리가 두려워
Again, did he write this himself? This sounds really, really personal.
바다야 나의 바다야 나를 비추대야 마저 가리려 하지 가지마 나의 바다야 너를 비추대야 마저 가리려 하지
He sings in these waves and you just get lost in it. In my opinion, that song was too short. I think it should have been another verse at least. I was too busy, like, really enjoying that. I'm loving seeing this extreme side of him. I think that that's what it is. He does things to the extreme. If he's going to sing a ballad, he'll go to the extreme that it almost looks like it's painful for him. And then if he's going to sing something like this, it's so extreme that he just gets lost in it. He's quite that person that gets lost in their character and doesn't really know who he is anymore. That's quite the performance quality. Again, another great song. I'm trying to think out of what I've heard so far, what my most favorite is. I mean, I was going to say that Butterfly was, but actually I think that I quite like this. But then I quite like the lyrics of Maze. This is going to be really tough to pick a favorite at the end. I love this jacket already. No shirt again. That cameraman knows exactly what we want.
눈앞에 있어 하늘을 바라보며 소원한 기적인 말야 어쩌면 그게 너란 사실을 서로 모르고 사랑했던 게 꿈은 이제 더 이상 환상을 쫓고 싶어서 쫓아버린 네가 싫어졌어 이렇게 끝낼 사랑이라면 시작도 아니잖아 왜 내 곁에 나타나 기적이라 믿었었던 순간으로 내게 와
Do you know, suddenly I feel like a jarring effect because going from the song previously into this, I just feel like something like the door closed in front of my face and I was just about to walk through it. Like suddenly it's a completely different mood and you can see it by his face. He's just such, I keep saying this, he's such a mood changer, a mood setter, and you can tell by his body language and by his face how the song is making him feel and how you should feel as well. So even though there are no English subtitles on this, I can kind of understand what he's singing about. I think for me, I'm still preferring this ballad singer because he does go to those extremes of holding those notes and belting and almost screeching. I think that this music allows me to hear him a little bit more. I think that, yeah, that rocky side is definitely music that I would listen to like every day, right? But I'm really liking this space that's allowing me to hear his voice. And he looks down. Do you know, just in his face, he looks a little bit down. Wow. His voice is like, I am a chocoholic, okay? So eating any sort of chocolate is a treat for me. But dark chocolate, it's tasty, but it's kind of like it's a stop and enjoy moment because it's so intense. And not only do I love chocolate, but I love intense flavors as well. And that's what his voice is like. It's like dark chocolate. You need to take a moment to really take that in. I think from him, I'd love to hear some ASMR or just an interview or something so I can really enjoy that spoken voice because when he sings right down low, so you can hear like the pit of his stomach, that sound is just so glorious and it's so far away from Idol World. He's so far away from that. Like I didn't consider TVXQ to be K idols, and I just don't consider him to be one either. They're just in a completely different league zone. But can I tell you that this song, I could imagine JYJ singing this. I almost for a second imagined what it would sound like if Junsu were to sing that line. It would sound good. Oh, that's so good. Those transitions, he makes it seem effortless. He must just be exhausted after these shows though. Oh, thank goodness. I am actually so grateful that there was a little bit of a backing track in that because this man needs to breathe. I'm so grateful. And that's how you use it. You don't use it to cover up for your lack of singing skills. You use it when you need to make a quick transition into another part of the song. So cleverly used. And I really appreciate it. Thank God. Wow. I imagine other artists singing this and it would sound so empty because they wouldn't be able to do the ad-libs like him. Like, they have become less like ad-libs and more a part of the song. I love it. He really makes a song his own. It's like a Michael Jackson song, but without the hee-hees and the ooh-oohs and all the stuff that he does. And that's the thing with Jaejoong. He puts his stamp on it. So I feel like his songs are uncoverable by other artists. They must just be really difficult to sing anyway, really tricky with that voice control and with that breath control. It's quite unique to him. And yeah, I really love that. I'm going to say that that's my most favorite thing that I've heard today. Let's take a breather.
스쳐 지나가는 바람과 머릴 관통했던 기억 모두 느껴지지 않아 살아있는 것과 죽은 건 내겐 아무 의미 없는 우주 속의 흔한 먼지 같아.
I really love this. Can you hear every part of his voice? I just really love it.
땅에 꺼질 수 없고 하늘로 전달할 수 없어.
This is the way to hear it. That's what I mean. His voice has everything in it to match up to an electric guitar and to all of those crazy instruments that make up that rock sound. But actually, when you drop all of that, his voice in itself is so complete and in itself is so special that it does deserve every now and again a song like this.
전해주고 있어 왜 날 보이잖아 나 있잖아 앞에 서 있어도 네가 날 모른 척해 그냥 널 한 번 더 느끼고 싶었을 뿐이야 알아 지금의 내가 초라해서일 거라 왜 난 보이지 않겠지 너의 옆에 있다 생각해 나 답답해 그저 세상에서 희미하게 숨을 쉬는 난 거야 이대로의 날 등진 하늘이
It's so interesting to hear him sing this. So I think that if any other artist had sung this song, like, it's a beautiful ballad, right? If anyone else had sung this though, this line going into the next line, and there, during the middle of that sentence, they probably would have flipped into their head voice or just made it sound a little bit more prettier, but he never does that. He always sounds like himself, and I love that. So no matter what genre he is attacking at that moment, he's always staying true to himself. And that, I think, is the core of who Jaejoong is as a person and as an artist. And that's probably what I'm loving the most. I love somebody with a personality. Okay, a voice is absolutely amazing. A visual is even, like the icing on that cake. But give that person a personality and the guts to be themselves, and that becomes so incredibly attractive that it just becomes irresistible, basically. Even when he's singing heartfelt, emotive stuff, he's giving it his all. Oh, what did he just do?
동요했던 많은 감정들 머리를 아프게 한 고통 모두 느껴지지 않는 사랑해주고만 있어 왜 날 보이잖아 나 있잖아 옆에서 있어도 네가 날 모른 척해 그냥 널 한 번 더 느끼고 싶었을 뿐이야 알아 지금의 내가 초라해서일 거라 왜 난 보이지 않겠지 너의 옆에 있다 생각해 나 답답해 그저 세상에서 희미하게 숨을 쉬는 난 거야 이대로의 날 등진 하늘이 내겐 더 슬퍼 왜 난 지나버린 내 시간에 화내는지 바보 같아 어떡해 해낸 일 없이 잊혀진 허망한 시간들 그래 그때의 내가 만든 나의 모습이야 왜날
I am in love with this song. I think that this might be my most favorite thing that I've heard today. Just the way he sings from experience. This is somebody that has lived a life and has had a lot of ups, but many, many downs in all aspects of his life. And he just sings straight to your heart. And you believe him. Everything that he's saying, I believe that he has lived that. And it's just another insight into his life and into the stories that he has to tell. I bet he's such an interesting person, isn't he? This is the thing, not only is he like a quirky performer, an interesting personality on stage, but actually like on a one-to-one conversation wise, I get the feeling that he'd be really interesting to talk to. If I'm talking in a real sense, I think that one of the very few idols that you could hold a really engaging conversation with, and that is quite worldly, well-traveled, has quite a lot of knowledge on different subjects. Yeah, this is just, I think the pleasure is just all mine.
보이잖아 나 있잖아 옆에 있어도 네가 날 모른 척해 그냥 널 한 번만 단 한 번만 느끼고 싶을 뿐이야 그래 지금 내가 초라해서라 너무나 슬퍼
Does this really not have a music video?
너무나 슬퍼
That was an absolute treat. 4 minutes and 23 seconds of pure bliss. That was probably one of my most favorite ballads that I've heard, like a solo ballad from an artist from a group. Like, can I even call him that? I think he's a solo artist, isn't he? That was one hell of a ballad that was really, really up my street, and one that maybe I wasn't expecting. Like, if I heard the songs previous to this, May's, Butterfly, Mine, I just didn't think that we were going to land on this at any point, and I'm so glad that we did. And somehow, like, we went from like really built up to slowly just taking off those layers, and then we've got to this raw point here. And it's quite interesting how this list of songs have come together, and I don't think that it's necessarily it was put together to have that effect, but now suddenly I feel a little bit more connected to him. I feel like I understand him a lot more. I feel like I've just had a one-on-one conversation with him. Thank you so much for recommending this stuff. That, I mean, obviously he is fantastic, how can you not fall in love? But having people like you recommend me stuff and send me links and just talk about him, it's just really helping me to fall in love with him. I love those trousers. I also love who's in those trousers.
God, the blues
Ah.
is the end of the road 이별했어도 다시 다 보내도
That microphone is fantastic, and I can see how he is creating that sound now. A lot of that sound is coming out from his nose, not just from his mouth. And wow, that kind of, I don't know, have they put a little bit of an echo on his voice? It sounds glorious.
널 아꼈기 때문에 분할 수 없었어 대신 수이산하기 위해 너를 태워켜지 허망한 love 있겠고.
Look how mouthy he is with his voice. Not that many singers do that. I think this is probably the first voice in K-pop that I have come across that does that. I can name you a ton of Western artists that do that. But he kind of throws his sounds around in his mouth and chews on it a lot before it comes out.
I just have to say it's over. I think you feel the same when I look at you 할 때 you just run away.
Then I say this is my most favorite thing.
내게 노력했다지 마. 아무것도 완묘해. 왜 날 사랑하게 할 때 you just run away.
I have chills.
시작될 거야. 나도 피곤해. 새로운 길을 찾았어. 벗어나갈게. 아꼈을까 왜 이제 잡아뒀을까. 후회의 수이산하기 위해 너를 태워켜지 허망한 love 있겠고. I just have to say it's over. I think you feel the same when I look at you 할 때 you just run away. 내게 노력했다지 마. 아무것도 완묘해. 왜 날 사랑하게 할 때 you just run away.
No, don't go. Is he seriously going? Is that the end of the song? I wanted that to go on for at least another 10 minutes. That is my most favorite thing I've heard today. I'm just going to say, I keep saying it, and I'm not a liar, I promise you. I have tears in my eyes because of everything he made me feel through that. I especially love the visual we were just given. So all of the beautiful colors of being outdoors, the flowers or the leaves were falling behind him. It was reasonably bright and sunny. And then all of a sudden we have somebody who's in all these dark colors and this hair all over his face with this beautiful porcelain face and this voice that's coming out of it that sounds like, I don't mean this in a negative way, obviously, because I love this guy, but he's sounding like an old, weathered man, right? He's singing like that. And the mishmash of everything that was just absolutely stunning. And how could that not make me feel a lot of things? I think that's even one step further. If I say that life support was giving me his voice really pared down and allowing me to mull over it, the fact that this was live let me do it even more. The fact that I could really see how he was producing that sound, how he was bringing his teeth together, the breath. I actually saw his use of breath a lot in that as well. And that was an absolute treat to see him actually in action.
알게 하나 나도 우리 나와를 out through the sky.
He was like, let's ramp this back up again. Look at how he stood. Nice. doesn't Ye-san cover some of these songs? Sorry, I'm just having a moment here, having an L/Cloud moment. Why doesn't Ye-san cover some of this stuff? I think he could do it. Like maybe some of those really high notes, he'd have to go into like his scratchiness. But I honestly think he'd be fantastic at this. They would be really different. They would work. I really want to study rock music at some point. How do they do that? They have this hook in it. They have this like line of emotion in their songs. So like you would think that if you're going to emote and feel like, I don't know, sorry for yourself, you'd do it by listening to heartbreak ballads or something. Actually, no, sometimes you just need to listen to a song like this and there's a line of emotion running all the way through it. And I think that a lot of rock singers don't have necessarily the most beautiful singing voices, but they sing as they are, right? They're not afraid of being themselves. I think sometimes balladeers tend to go down that path of being pretty, of needing to hit precise notes. And in the rock world, that just goes completely out of the window. And there's something even more raw about a rock song like that then. So a heartbreak rock song is like my go-to place. It's my comfort place.
OK ではこれからは JYJ のバンドのみんなを紹介していきたいと思います。
He even said that in tune.
ベースのベイビー、come on! OK 次は高橋ジャニー
This really makes me want to watch the concert.
次はキーボードローラ・キム
Oh.
次は最高のギタリストアコースティック もっともっと盛り上げていきましょう次はギターほら
Dude.
次はバンドのリーダードラムコア
I freaking love that song. I love that line.
答えて僕の声に やはりこの会場は暑すぎですね
So sexy.
みんな最高っすね OK 続いて弾いてみますか
And we're right on the edge, don't worry, we haven't gone anywhere. I didn't even think about switching it off.
And no 고마워 Day.
I hold my breath. I don't know why.
君の未来照らしたいこの夢をかかって一人歩くよ Glamorous Day あの虹を渡ってあの朝に帰りたいあの夢を並べて二人歩いた Glamorous Day Glamorous Day
Look at how he's doing.
ありがとうThank you
Mom, I love Jaejoong of TVXQ of JYJ. Please. This is awesome. Am I allowed to say that that is my most favorite thing I've heard? I really like that. Just in performance wise, okay, so this is my most favorite live performance, but my most favorite song was Runaway. I think I'll stick to that. I think I've got one more left, two more left.
정신을 차리고 한시라도 보지 못한 안개 속에 빠져 있는데
Love it. He sounds a little bit more drunk in this, and I like that.
특별한 적은 없이 너그보다 용기 있게 날아올라 맑아진 모습 어제까지도 내 모든 걸 바라고 용서치 못한 미친 짓도 다해서 사랑의 신에게 파멸을 각오했을 때
What I absolutely love about him is that he doesn't waste a single word. Everything has to have a meaning to it, has to have a feel to it. He fully utilizes every lyric in every goddamn song. Like, this man does not waste an opportunity when he is on stage or when he is performing. And I love that. Be selfish, use it, do everything, throw it all in there. We are listening. There's no way of switching this off. Okay, like once you're in this, once you've opened this door, it doesn't close. It just always stays ajar. This is just fantastic stuff that I'm finding. Like, gosh.
구원의 빛을 세상아 담백한 마음의 희생도 영혼의 환생의 길 따를 수 있게 투명하게 깨끗한 내 마음을 가지기 쉬워 믿더라고 너희에 끌려 특별한 이유 없이 슬픔의 구름보다도 여유 있게 날 삼켜드네
This sounds like the OST for like a computer game. You know, one of those like really violent games. It sounds like that.
난 지쳐서
What even was that?
똑바로 와 불봐 구원
And that was the only thing that was missing, the only thing that he hadn't done in any of these songs, and he just did it. He does everything. He's quite the inspirational guy. Goodness gracious. He just looked into my soul. Can he stop finishing his songs? Like, I'm so not ready. I was wanting that to go on for at least 7-8 minutes. I think on average, his songs should be 7 minutes long. I think it's only fair. That's kind of what we deserve. So there you go. He showed me another side, that kind of like spoken rappiness in the song. And again, never expected him to do that. He did it. He killed it. And I really love that song. I'm not going to say it's my most favorite, but it's definitely up there. And I'm just so excited to go away and listen to all of these songs. Now we move on to his most latest song. I believe this will be blocked on YouTube, especially because it's a music video. And so I will most probably cut it, edit it, add it as a link to my Google Drive. It will be in the description below. And yeah, I'm so excited. I get to see him current day. I've seen a lot of him in 2013 through this. So I get to see him in current day, hear him and current day. Let's go. Oh, so delicious. Oh. I am going to climb. Oh, thank goodness for that. I was going to say, I'm going to climb inside this music video and take that goddamn microphone away from his face. At least in music videos, do not do that to your face. That mysteriousness about him, he likes to maintain that, doesn't he? I want him to like have slick back hair and just wear a white t-shirt and not have anything in front of his face. He's spent many, many years with a flipping microphone in front of his face, and I just want to see it. Is that too much to ask? This is really great. I love how catchy the chorus is, and he's looking quite a little bit older. Quite masculine. He's filled out a little bit, and I love how he's looking. He's very much owning this makeup and hair and everything, isn't he? And he always did, but the thing is, I will say that because this is the official track and it is produced, I'm hearing less of his voice, and I think I've just become so accustomed to hearing him sing live that this sounds a little bit muted, and I'm not liking it just for that fact. It's nothing against the song. I think obviously I will just go away and have a look at live performances of this if there have been any. But you know my feeling, don't you? You understand that it's his voice, JYJ, TVXQ are best enjoyed live. His voice has definitely aged. I think that the nasality in his voice has rounded over ever so slightly, and so it's become a little bit warmer. Before it was a little bit sharp, and yeah, I can see and I can hear that growth in him. The guitar. I'm gonna throw paint on him in a minute. This is just a hit song, isn't it? Oh, he's so beautiful. Mm,
二人のシルエッ
mm.
ト一つに溶けて果てしなく降り注ぐ時を超えて生きたい
I suddenly felt really nostalgic, like somebody I knew grew up, and I just feel really proud of them. Like he's grown so much, hasn't he? How much more polished has he become? And yeah, I'm slightly missing some dancing in this. I would love to see him dancing. And also I noticed he's got such a beautiful dimple and he really doesn't utilize it enough. I think that he should be showing that dimple off at all times. But yeah, that little break in the song was really nice, and it let me hear that sharpness that he has in his nasality, but then actually he's choosing to use the warmer side of his voice throughout the song. But it was nice to hear that it was still there. And actually, this song isn't as belty and isn't as like hard hitting as some of the stuff that I've heard previously in this reaction video, but it's a different kind of a feel. It's a much more polished feel, isn't it? That was such a teaser to present day Jaejoong, and I mean, I hope that there are live performances of that. What did you think about that song? I think that I've heard him really impressed me earlier on in this video, and I don't know, clearly I was thinking you've shared with me these performances that were going to impress me, that were unmissable, right? And then suddenly I've been hit by something that is slightly in a different place, performed in a different place, and obviously I wasn't able to see the lyrics there. Maybe it wasn't appropriate for him to really go there. But the way that the song is produced, I feel like that the music sits above and then his voice sits second. And actually right at the very end, one part that I wasn't really a fan of was that his ad libs were even sitting below his voice, and I think his ad libs make the song. That's what make the song his. And I would have loved if at the end he'd have just let rip. But maybe it doesn't go with the lyrics. This is the thing. So I was missing a real key ingredient in this, and so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I still love that. I will still listen to that, and it was really nice to see him present day, to see what he looks like, to see what he sounds like, to see how much he has progressed. I have loved putting this together. And I was just saying to you that once you open that door, there's no closing it. I think even if you tried to close the door on Jaejoong, he'd probably shove his foot in the door and be like, I don't think so. You're not going anywhere. He's that kind of addiction. Um, to talk about my favorites, isn't it really obvious? I said all the way through, every single song is my favorite. I think that performance of Runaway was really spectacular. I think it's really neck and neck. Life Support and Runaway were my two takeaways from this that are just, they're going to go on my playlist and that I'm going to really enjoy listening to and really just be like happy and chuffed about that I've got Jaejoong songs on my playlist. Um, in particular, that Runaway performance, I watched that a lot. Just I love the way that you could see everything going on. And then live performance, Healing for Myself, I love that. I love the lyrics of that. And that performance, I guess that was the encore stage. It was really special. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Thank you so much for sharing all of those with me. You guys are awesome. I could not put these videos together without you. And if I conclude my statement and write Dear Diary, Jaejoong is somebody I wasn't expecting to come across, but I'm so glad that I have come across. He is most definitely somebody that is unforgettable and is unique. And I am so excited to continue my Jeju journey. Thank you so much. for joining me for that reaction. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe to my channel for lots more content. Like the video if you liked it, of course. And until I see you next time, take care. Stay safe. Bye.